I'm Michael Bolerjack, and I'm a tattoo artist in New Orleans, Kenner specifically.
Why tattooing?
Truthfully, it was a quicker means to making money. I've been tattooing for 10 years, and I've been painting for probably 15 to 17 years. And I was going to U.N.O, the University of New Orleans. I had a full-paid scholarship for painting, and I also was apprenticing underneath a really good artist. And I had medical, I ended up getting sick, so that was one reason why I kind of quit school, but more so because I was going to get paid a lot quicker doing a tattoo on someone than trying to sell a paint. And that's straight up. Even though I think I'm a better painter and a painter at heart, but I got kids and that's just how it is. And I love tattooing, so don't ever think that I'm not loving tattooing every day, but it's definitely a quicker means to an end, you know, because people are willing to pay $500, $600 for a permanent piece of skin than a painting, you know, that they can hang in their house. You know, it's just the truth of it, you know. I was lucky because I got an apprenticeship underneath a really good artist, and he offered me the apprenticeship. I didn't have to struggle a lot of way people do and getting turned down and kicked out. You know, I got my tattoo from him, and then I sent 10 people nonstop, and then the people I sent knew I drew, so they're like, hey man, can you draw up a tattoo? And I draw it up for him, and after about 30 of those, he's just like, hey man, you want to learn how to tattoo? And you know, I just ran with it, and you know, I'm still here now.
What memorable response have you had for the
Oh, I mean, I've had mothers cry. I mean, you know, like, I've done memorial pieces of portraits of a particular person's son, and then that mother would come and tell me, you know, that she saw it on her other son that I did it on, and cry. You know, I've had, you know, great responses. I mean, I've had across the board. I mean, I had a woman orgasm in the middle of a tattoo. So I mean, that's about as good as a response as you can get. Not because of the sight of it, but just because of the feel of it. So you really could go across the board of response. You got some people that cold out, can't take it, and they shiver the whole time. You got some people that enjoy it. You got some people that pass out. You know, but for the work that's done, especially now, since I've been in it so long, you know, I definitely have a consistent, you know, wow factor, and you know, I like that. I'm glad that I have that now. Say that again. My practices? The best way that I could say it is I'm lucky that I paint as well, because I really tattooed right out of whenever I quit school. I really tattooed really hard for a long time. I ended up kind of even making myself more sick. But so after I kind of got a little more sick, then I kind of backed out and went back to paint. So since I went back to painting, they work off each other unbelievably well. So the better I get at painting, the better I get at tattooing, and the better tattooing I get, the better I get at painting. They totally work off each other. So as far as practices goes, I'd say that's the biggest way that my practices have changed. The more that I since I kind of didn't just push paint to the side like I did from the jump of tattooing, and I went back into it, and then now I still do not as much painting as I'd like, but I always am painting. If I have even a spare 30 minutes, I'm going to be painting on something. I'm never sitting still. So that's how my practice has changed, because I'll get to like a epiphany in painting, like say a light source or tones, and then the next day I come in and tattoo a portrait of someone, and I'll be like, let me try this thing that I just learned in painting yesterday. Like I just figured out, I came to the realization. And then same thing with tattooing. I'll notice that I'll put a lot more darks in my stuff now to see, because since I've been around for like 10 years, I've seen healed tattoos from 10 years. Now, I wasn't putting enough dark in it, because you gotta have this dark to really hold up over time. Well, so I came to that realization in tattooing, and then I swiped it over into painting. So it's like, those two work off me so well. So I think that my you know, practices kind of will always change because of those. I don't pass up anything. Like you saw 2 seconds ago, I was trying to sell a tattoo right before the thing. Like, if you got time, we're gonna do this right after this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have said he wanted anything, and I'd have said, okay, well, let's do it right now. You know what I'm saying? And that also helps to your namesake. Constantly getting people in, or constantly taking people in, I should even say better. Never trying to refuse, trying to always figure a way to squeeze someone in there. People really see that, and that just gets your name stronger, especially if you don't move from that area. Like, if I don't move to Minnesota, then my name isn't anything out there. But here, my name is something. So, you know, always trying to give them what they want as much as possible. Not trying to sell them another idea as much as possible. Try to give them what they want as best as you can. That's where it's at for me.
What's the best piece of advice you can give?
I guess it isn't really necessarily the best advice. What's popping in my head is the best antidote, because people always say this. You'll hear it a million times, just throughout. People always say, well, I can draw good, you know, I can draw good. All you gotta know how to trace. All you gotta do is just, you know, my friend can draw really good, he could tattoo good. You can draw good, but can you carve a piece of wood good? It's like completely two different things. It's a mechanical skill that is enhanced by your artistic abilities. You see what I'm saying? So I can't say that I got any advice that's ringing in my ear, which actually kind of makes me feel a little bit good in a sense, because, you know, I've had a lot of help along the way, but you know, me and my boy Joe, who owns this shop, we observe more than, I guess, listening. Not that we don't listen to people, but nobody ever really whispers in your ear, hey man, you should be using this side needle with this pigment or this. It's more of an observing thing. So I guess more of my advices come from just visual watching people, you know, like, you know, I've been fortunate enough to get tattooed by people I respect and I love, and that's the thing, you sit there and you just watch them. You just watch. Now you might ask little things here and there, but their technique may be completely different from your technique. So it really is more about watching, to me. Inspiration that I really draw from is trying to take an object, a picture, or something like that is super realistic and try to execute it to the T. And that inspires me just to see if I can do that. And then if I do it, or even come close, because I'm always going to fall short in my eyes, to see their reaction. Because you do a portrait of somebody, of their kid, of their grandmother who passed, they're adhered to you, they're yours forever. As far as tattooing goes, the fact that people want me to mark them for life is inspirational. Well, I do it for myself because I'm an artist. I'll always be an artist, so I have to do art. I just have to. I can't not do art. Like, some people can't not go running or something like that, or swimming. It's almost like people are drawn to the ocean, so I have to do it. I do what I do at the quantity I do for my family, for sure. If I was, you know, able to paint most of the day and then do one tattoo a day, that would be ideal. But that's not reality. And one day I think it would be a reality, but not this day, not maybe for a minute. But so I do, but the fact that I do it at the quantity I do it at also sharpens the skills. So, you know, I wouldn't be, you know, it's cliche, but I wouldn't be where I am, I guess, without, you know, just having enough of my family there that I need to push hard for and stuff like that. Because if you're just single or whatnot, maybe you don't need to push as hard or whatnot, but I have to. There's no two ways around it. I have to push hard, and I have to push even harder. I need to figure out how to tattoo with my left hand so I can do two at one time, you know? That's how I feel, type thing. So I ain't gonna get there yet, but you know, that is why I do it. You know, I have to do it first of all because that's just in my blood. I've been drawing since preschool. I can remember bringing scribble scratches to show and tell and thinking that those scribble scratches were so nice that the other kids in preschool were going to try to steal it when I wasn't looking. it was scribble scratches. Like they could have scribbled that too, but it's been in me since forever. I can remember getting yelled at for drawing on walls and everything. So then I figured out I was young and small, so I'd draw underneath tabletops, you know, like so that my parents couldn't see it. I was underneath any cabinets, any counters, any tables. You go underneath, but they're all, and nobody ever knew. It's just I have to, you know. You just have to do it. It's unexplainable. It's instinct almost, really. Whenever you kind of think about it, because I have to. I have to. It's the real answer. That's why I do this, because I have to.